Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 7. George was a beloved husband, father, grandfather, but above all, a friend. These words from his family capture the heart of a man whose music touched millions, but whose kindness resonated even deeper. George Kooymans, soul of Golden Earring, passed away at 77 after battling ALS. With his guitar in hand and a gentle spirit, he helped shape decades of rock music, starting from a neighborhood band in The Hague that became the Netherlands' most successful rock act. He wasn't looking for fame. He was chasing sound, and he found it, in songs that shook speakers across continents. His pen gave us Twilight Zone, a US top 10 hit, and co-wrote Radar Love, a driving anthem that still ignites the road. When the Lady Smiles added to the legacy. Back home in the Netherlands, he and Golden Earring delivered 30 top 10 singles and over 30 gold and platinum records. George didn't stop with Golden Earring. He helped start the career of Dutch pop icon Anouk and joined forces with Boudewijn de Groot and Henny Vrienden for the supergroup Vreemde Kostgangers, always collaborating, always listening. Golden Earring didn't just perform, they thrilled, and George was its quiet driving force, admired for his excellence, humility, and fierce loyalty. When he was diagnosed with ALS, the band made a collective decision. They would end their journey together rather than continue without him. Drummer Cesar Zuiderwijk said, "I played with him for 50 years, and it was the best time of my life." His diagnosis marked the end of live shows, with the last concert held in 2019. A farewell concert in his honor is planned for January 2026, with proceeds supporting ALS research. A fitting tribute to a man whose final years reminded us of the strength behind the silence. George Kooymans is remembered not only for legendary riffs and timeless lyrics, but for the authenticity behind them. Fans, artists, and friends across the globe are celebrating his life, a life that gave us music, memories, and meaning. Tributes to George Kooymans. Number 6. A defining moment in Rene Kirby's life came when he stepped onto the screen in the Farrelly Brothers comedy Shallow Hal. With just one role, he captured the hearts of audiences around the world, not only with his humor, but with the honesty and courage he brought to his character, Walt. Rene passed away at the age of 70, following years of health challenges, including a battle with throat cancer. Despite losing his ability to speak, he never lost his voice in the stories he helped tell and the lives he touched. Born in Burlington, Vermont, Rene led a life of resilience and joy. He was born with spina bifida and lived with paralysis, but that never defined or slowed him down. He once said, "I've never thought of myself as disabled, a gimp without a wimp." That summed up his fiercely independent spirit. Beyond acting, Rene excelled in athletics. In high school, he won state titles in gymnastics. He swam, skied, hand-cycled, built furniture, you name it. He was doing it. Locals knew him by his bright smile and his unmistakable three-wheeled bicycle, riding through town with purpose and cheer. In addition to standout film roles in Shallow Hal and Stuck on You, Rene made a memorable appearance in HBO's Carnival, once again proving his range as an actor. His portrayals were more than performances. They were lived experiences that gave voice to communities often unseen in Hollywood. Before his time on screen, Rene had a full life working at IBM and later as an online investor. He brought humility and humor into whatever job or adventure he pursued. His brother John said it best, "You don't have to stand up to stand out." Rene stood out in every possible way. Through courage, through laughter, and through love. He is survived by his mother, Janet, and 6 siblings. His father, Don, preceded him in death. Rene Kirby's passing is deeply felt across film, disability advocacy, and his beloved Vermont community. His legacy lives on in every role he played, every trail he blazed, and every life he brightened. He showed the world how to live fully, no matter the challenge. Tributes to Rene Kirby. A. Number 5. His smile could change your day, and his kindness could change your life. Kenneth Kenny Antonio Washington lived with heart, purpose, and a deep sense of service. He passed away at the age of 37, surrounded by love after a sudden heart-related illness. Though his time was far too short, his impact will last for generations. From his early days growing up in Oceanside, California, to building a life in Charleston, South Carolina, Kenny carried with him a spirit that drew people in. He served his country proudly in the United States Air Force, earning the respect of those who stood beside him all over the world. After his military service, he poured the same dedication into his next mission, helping others through his moving company. Quietly and dependably, Kenny helped countless families through their own transitions with care and compassion. Yet, what truly set Kenny apart was how he made people feel, seen, valued, and loved. Whether through his company, military friendships, or daily life, Kenny formed lasting connections with people from all walks of life. To his 5 children, Samia, Kavwan, Kennedy, Kensley, and Jet, Kenny was a superhero without a cape. From spontaneous family outings to bedtime conversations, he gave them his time, wisdom, and unwavering love. His deep bond with his parents, Alvinus and Teddy, and brother Jonathan, was built on respect, laughter, and shared strength. Kenny's impact stretched far beyond family. Friends knew him as someone they could count on, generous, honest, and never too busy to lend a hand. Colleagues described him as born to lead without needing the spotlight. Following his passing, tributes have poured in from friends, fellow veterans, and neighbors. Many remember his love for life, his patience, and the way he never let a challenge dim his kindness. Kenny leaves behind not just a successful business or a record of service, but a legacy of love, loyalty, and quiet strength. Charleston has lost one of its brightest lights. He will be deeply missed and forever remembered by everyone who had the privilege of knowing him. Tributes to Kenneth Washington. Number 4. Some of the greatest achievements in entertainment history happened because Vince Calandra quietly made them possible. A gentle soul with a sharp eye for talent, Vince Calandra helped shape the golden age of television from behind the curtain. Known for his quiet strength and unwavering belief in new artists, his influence stretched far beyond the screen. Vince passed away peacefully at the age of 92, leaving behind a legacy built on passion, humility, and heart. From humble beginnings in Brooklyn, he rose from the CBS mailroom to shape some of the most unforgettable moments in American pop culture. His big break came on The Ed Sullivan Show, where he moved from production assistant to talent coordinator. It was there that he orchestrated one of television's most defining nights, the Beatles' first U.S. appearance. That 1964 moment didn't just launch Beatlemania. It changed music, launched dreams, and reminded the world that great things often start with quiet visionaries behind the scenes. But Vince's impact wasn't limited to one night. His talent stretched across decades and stages, from booking legends like Bob Dylan and Fred Astaire to lifting future stars like Jim Henson and Joan Rivers. He brought class, intuition, and a little Brooklyn soul to every set. He later brought his expertise to The Mike Douglas Show and The Late Show starring Joan Rivers, always championing fresh voices and honoring legends. Those who worked with him speak of his calm nature, quick wit, and kindness that made every artist feel respected. "Vince had this light touch," said one longtime colleague. "You felt safer, better, more valued just being around him." Vince is survived by his children and grandchildren. While they've chosen privacy, their memories surely reflect the same kindness and guidance he gave to so many. He passed away surrounded by loved ones, following a brief illness. The television world is quieter now, but his echoes remain in every timeless performance he helped bring to life. Vince Calandra didn't just witness history, he helped create it, with grace. Tributes to Vince Calandra. Number 3. Bob somehow was always in the right place to make the key photo. These simple words from a colleague say everything about Bob Doherty's gift. He didn't just take pictures, he told the story of a moment, often before it happened. For over 4 decades, Bob quietly stood behind the lens, capturing history as it unfolded. With a steady hand and sharp intuition, he photographed 9 U.S. presidents, from Truman to Reagan. He was there at the Paris peace talks, inside the halls of the Watergate hearings, and behind his camera when Nixon waved from the helicopter steps for the last time. His photo of that moment, it became the one we all remember, the one that said more than words ever could. Born in Marion, Indiana, Bob's journey in photojournalism covered 43 years with the Associated Press. Whether in the chaos of political drama or the quiet moment that followed, Bob saw meaning others missed. He didn't chase fame. He chased truth, framed in light and shadow. His colleagues trusted him because he always delivered. His editors valued him because he never asked for the best assignments. He just earned them. And those who worked beside him often walked away, learning more than just the craft. They learned what it meant to do the job with heart. After retirement, Bob continued to serve his community in Noblesville, Indiana, staying involved with local arts groups, Rotary and Kooymans. The camera may have rested, but his eye for beauty and his humility never did. Bob passed away peacefully at age 88. His loss is deeply felt. He is survived by his wife Stephanie, son John, grandson JT, and sister Alberta. Their love meant everything to him, and he carried it with him through every assignment. Former AP executive editor Hal Buell called Bob a gentleman, a man with political insight and great humor, and above all, someone who always knew where to stand. His images shaped how we remember decades of American history. His legacy lives on in each frame he left behind. Tributes to Bob Doherty. Number 2, if your cause is just, nothing is impossible. That belief guided William H. Newcomb across every chapter of his life. A towering figure in law, philanthropy, and leadership, he passed away peacefully at age 83, leaving behind a legacy rich in justice, innovation, and compassion. Born in San Mateo and educated at Dartmouth and Stanford, Bill's path led him to shape the legal world in ways few could imagine. As Microsoft's longtime general counsel, he oversaw its legal strategy during transformative years, including its public offering and landmark antitrust battles. He was known not just for legal mastery, but for creating a culture of integrity. The modest legal team he joined grew into a 600-member department by his retirement. After Microsoft, he led international law firm K&L Gates, then made history as president of the American Bar Association. There he launched the Commission on Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity, helping move justice forward with empathy and action. But Bill's vision extended beyond boardrooms and courtrooms. As founder of the World Justice Project, he advanced the rule of law around the world, believing justice could catalyze peace, opportunity, and dignity for all. He also brought his values to sports, guiding the San Francisco Giants as their CEO during one of their most successful eras. In every role, he emphasized character over ego, service over spotlight. Education and future-thinking innovation mattered deeply to him. At Dartmouth, he launched the Newcomb Institute for Computational Science, inspiring generations of students and researchers to think boldly and ethically. Through the Newcomb Family Foundation, he and his children invested in causes reflecting their deepest values: education, environment, health, and fairness. And as a mentor and friend, his bow tie, calm wisdom, and warm humor always made people feel heard and valued. William passed away due to complications from age-related illness, surrounded by his beloved wife Sally, their children, and grandchildren, his proudest achievements of all. Microsoft President Brad Smith said it best: "Bill established at Microsoft, and among our lawyers, a deep cultural commitment to excellence, public service, and high integrity." William H. Newcomb's life was a living testament to justice, kindness, and possibility. Tributes to William H. Newcomb. What's trending on the internet? News 1. If you're following updates on the British royal family, there's uplifting news about King Charles III. At 76 years old, King Charles has been courageously facing cancer since his diagnosis in early 2024, which came as a surprise after treatment for an enlarged prostate. Just recently, during a heartfelt visit to Newmarket with Queen Camilla, King Charles met with fellow cancer survivor Lee Harmon. When asked about his health, the king smiled and shared that he's feeling a lot better now, adding with trademark good humor that it's just one of those things. In their gentle exchange, they both reflected on their personal journeys, reminding us of the power of connection and understanding. Though Buckingham Palace has kept most details private, the king's openness and positive spirit have brought encouragement to many. Even amidst ongoing treatment, King Charles has carried on with many public duties, always expressing deep gratitude for his medical team and the kindness of supporters. His resilience has become an inspiration worldwide, shining a light on the importance of early care and the value of compassionate communities. As King Charles continues his royal work, his courage and determination will stand as a reminder that, in the face of life's challenges, togetherness and hope can see us through. News 2. If you love following inspiring journeys, today we've got a heartfelt update from 36-year-old internet personality Trisha Paytas. Trisha and her husband, artist Moses Hackman, recently welcomed their third child, an adorable baby boy named Aquaman Moses. After 3 births, each delivered by C-section, Trisha made the brave and thoughtful decision to have her tubes removed, prioritizing her health after what she described as a particularly frightening and complicated delivery. Trisha shared on her podcast that her doctor advised, "This was the safest path forward, given her thin uterine lining and the challenges of multiple surgeries. Despite the difficulties, Trisha's love for her growing family shines. She spoke fondly about choosing the name Aquaman, inspired by her favorite comic character, family memories, and the unique way her son came into the world. As Trisha steps into this next chapter, she's reminding everyone that putting your health and family first takes true courage. We wish her, Moses, and their beautiful children a future filled with joy and cherished moments. News 3. It's not every day you hear about a comeback quite like this. Marcus "Buff" Bagwell, beloved by wrestling fans and known for his days as a 5-time World Tag Team Champion in WCW, is inspiring folks across the country after sharing news of his right leg amputation at age 54. The road here hasn't been easy. Back in August of 2020, Marcus was in a serious car accident that left him with major injuries to his knee. Over the next 5 years, he went through nearly 40 surgeries, always hoping he could get back on his feet. But when his leg wouldn't heal, Marcus faced a tough decision and chose amputation with strength and honesty. Surrounded by loved ones, including his fiancée Stacy, Marcus says he's ready for this next chapter. He's been open about his journey toward sobriety and his renewed faith, reminding everyone that real courage is about facing life head-on, even when it throws you a curveball. One of his longtime friends said it best. Marcus has always been a fighter, both in and out of the ring, and his resilience is something we can all admire. Marcus wants the world to know, you don't have to give up with something like this. He's determined to move forward, showing that hope and positivity can carry us through even the hardest of times. If there's one thing wrestling fans and friends will remember about Buff Bagwell, it's his unmatched spirit, and the way he never stops inspiring others to keep fighting no matter what life brings. News 4. Here's something truly remarkable from American history. Sarah Morlock Cotton, who has passed away at the age of 95 in Belleville, Michigan, was the last surviving member of the Morlock quadruplets, the identical sisters who charmed Depression-era America. Sarah and her siblings, born in 1930 in Lansing, Michigan, wowed crowds and made headlines as a medical marvel, delighting folks across the country with their song and dance performances during the 1930s and 40s. Later, their lives would become the focus of groundbreaking psychological studies, giving scientists and families alike new insights into genetics and mental health. Despite facing her own hardships, Sarah built a full life as a wife, mother, grandmother, and even a world-traveling legal secretary. Today, many remember her for her grace, her resilience, and the special place she and her sisters held in America's heart. The story of the Morlock quadruplets stands as a tribute to family, perseverance, and the joyful wonder of the unexpected. News 5. For racing fans and families alike, it's moments like these that remind us how courage and passion can shine through even the youngest among us. Pau Alsina, a talented 17-year-old motorcycle racer from Sallent, Spain, is being fondly remembered after a tragic training accident at the Motorland circuit in Aragon. Born in 2008, Pau's love for racing began almost as soon as he could walk, riding bikes at just 3 years old and wowing in competitions soon after. This season, Pau was making his mark with the Estrella Galicia 0.0 team in the Junior GP World Championship, where his dedication and spirit made him a bright hope for the future. Friends and fellow racers saw him not only as a rising star but a true inspiration, someone who chased big dreams with a humble, kind heart. Although his journey was cut heartbreakingly short, Pa's energy and determination touched everyone who knew him in the world of racing. In the coming days, the community will gather to celebrate his life and honor his memory at his hometown and at the racetrack, reflecting on the joy he brought to so many. Even in loss, Pa's story challenges us to live each day with wholehearted passion and to support young dreamers everywhere. He'll be remembered for his ambition, his warm smile, and the legacy of hope he leaves behind. News 6. Remembering actor Matthew Perry, who touched millions of hearts as the beloved Chandler Bing on Friends. Today we're reflecting gently on a story that's brought his name back into the headlines. In Los Angeles, a doctor has pleaded guilty in connection to the ketamine that led to Matthew's passing at age 54. While details are understandably delicate, we want to take this time to celebrate how Matthew's wit, warmth, and openness about personal struggles inspired others to seek hope and connection. Though this chapter may be difficult, his legacy as both an entertainer and advocate for mental health shines on. We'll continue to honor Matthew by sharing laughter, kindness, and support, just as he did with fans across the world. News 7. What an incredible outpouring of love we're seeing for music legend Ozzy Osbourne, who sadly passed away at the age of 76. Ozzy, known to his family as John, had just performed a heartfelt farewell show in his hometown of Birmingham, England, only weeks before his death. His sisters, Jean and Gillian, shared that Ozzy was still making plans right up until the end. He texted them about visiting again and kept in touch every week, asking about family and life back home. Though frail, Ozzy's spirit was as bright as ever, and his sisters said they were overwhelmed by the world's tributes, from fans lining the streets in Birmingham to celebrity admirers across the globe. They take comfort that he passed away in his beloved England, surrounded by loved ones. While Ozzy Osbourne might have been a global superstar, to his family he was simply their brother. Always thoughtful, always connected. Let's remember Ozzy not only for his music and larger-than-life presence, but also for the warmth and devotion he showed to those closest to him. His legacy, both in music and heart, will be celebrated for generations to come. News 8. A true giant in American business and a beloved member of his community, Lawrence "Larry" Bossidy, has passed away peacefully at the age of 90 in his Ridgefield, Connecticut home. Born in Pittsfield, Massachusetts in 1935, Larry's remarkable journey took him from the family shoe store to the upper echelons of American industry. Rising through the ranks at General Electric, Larry became vice chairman before leading Allied Signal, later Honeywell, where he was celebrated for his transformational leadership and deep passion for helping others succeed. Larry's down-to-earth wisdom inspired countless people, from colleagues to readers of his influential book, Execution: The Discipline of Getting Things Done. Even beyond his corporate achievements, Larry was known as a devoted family man, a caring friend, and a generous supporter of his local community, never forgetting the values he learned at his hometown boys' club. Friends, family, and those he mentored will gather to honor Larry's memory in Ridgefield this week. While he will be deeply missed, his legacy of leadership, integrity, and kindness will continue to inspire generations. Larry Bossidy will always be remembered as a man who truly made a difference in business, in friendship, and in life. Number 1. It was never about him. It was always about the team. That's how those who knew Brian Owen best described the man behind a remarkable footballing journey. Brian passed away peacefully at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy woven deeply into the fabric of English football. Born in Harefield, Middlesex, Brian began his football life as a young apprentice at Watford. Over 10 years with the club, he made more than 170 appearances and scored 20 goals. He helped lead Watford to an FA Cup semi-final and was a crucial part of their triumph as third division champions. After Watford, he continued with Colchester United, where he played a key role in their Watney Cup win. He also spent time at Wolverhampton Wanderers, even featuring in First Division matches before hanging up his boots in 1973. But Brian's real influence took root after his playing days. For over a decade, he brought calm leadership, quiet wisdom, and tireless dedication to coaching and physiotherapy roles at clubs like Wolves, Peterborough, Ipswich Town, Crystal Palace, Luton Town, and the England national team. His knowledge shaped generations of footballers, often from the background, but never overlooked. In 1993, he returned to Colchester United, this time as a coach and scout. It was a place he would help nurture and support for many years, building connections that lasted a lifetime. His colleagues speak of his generosity and professionalism. Former clubs have honored him with kind words and heartfelt messages. Colchester United shared, "Brian Owen was an outstanding servant who gave so much to the club, on and off the pitch. He will be greatly missed by everyone associated with Colchester United." Brian passed away following a short illness, surrounded by those who loved him. He is survived by his family, and his memory lives on in the countless players, coaches, and supporters he inspired over decades. Those who crossed paths with Brian Owen didn't just meet a football man. They met a mentor, a loyal friend, and a guiding voice. Tributes to Brian Owen. "I'm not afraid to try anything," Ozzy Osbourne once said, and he proved it through his music, his life,